Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command, like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Pre-Fixe, your weekly pop culture roundup.
Christopher.
Dominic, don't.
Christopher.
Stop.
You are not going to believe where I am this week. You're not going to believe it. I got to keep it down because I'm not even supposed to have a phone in here.
Oh my God.
I won't even tell you where I hid it.
You're such an idiot. Where are you, Dominic?
I'm in George Santos's prison cell. I went to the mall. I smacked the shit out of some people. I got detained. I'll just be here for a few days, but I wangled my way in here.
God.
I can't even tell you. He has redecorated this room with mixed plaids. I mean, this is why our people didn't even want to acknowledge that he was one of us because of his taste level. He's running for office to run the prison. He can't get public service out of his mind. He sits here crying all day on all fours, and he got a tramp stamp that says, "Insert legislation here." Can you believe we finally have resolution with George Santos?
It's the biggest idiot that I know in the whole world.
But can you believe that's like, how often does justice happen this swiftly with such a public figure?
Correct.
He's going to jail for 7 years.
Right. You're right. That's a long time.
7 years is a long time.
Like
but
Karen Huger's only in there for like 2, you know? Think about that. I was thinking about her the other day. I was like, what's Karen Huger doing right now in jail?
What is she doing?
What is she doing? Like, we don't know. But 7 years is a long time, Dominic.
I mean, he's obviously not going to be there that long, right?
No.
Like no one, especially for white collar shit, he's not going to be. He'll probably be there for 7 months.
I don't know. What do you think's going to happen?
He won't serve 7 years, but maybe he will be there for 3 or 4.
Like 3. He's not 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, apparently when the sentencing came down, he cried like a baby. I don't actually think he's that sad. I think that this turns him into a cult figure, really.
One, that. 2, has his husband ever surfaced, or is there even a husband?
Who is the husband?
Like,
I don't know. I've never seen.
I don't think that he exists is the thing. He's like, oh yeah, I'm married. And people are like, are you? Like, where is he?
Yeah, I don't know. But
so where's the husband? And then, I mean, why is he going to jail? Like, I know it's like fraud, but like of what?
I thought it was just from those sweater vests. I thought they were crimes against fashion.
You thought it was Katara Ravash's like a display was so criminal that they threw the book at him? Yeah.
Do you think on his prison intake forms, it's like, what other names are you known by? And it says Kitara Ravash,
a.k.a. Katara Ravash. It should. Mm-hmm. Wait, I'm literally going to Google.
Chris, it's so funny. I forgot to mention while I was in here, there's a wall of wigs here. He's living 2 lives in here. And that prison talent show, it's going to pretty much be like the Birdcage from what I can see right now. It's going to be amazing.
Oh my God.
I'm using a different vase this week because I didn't want it to
I can hear
it. I was in space again.
Okay, CBS New York is telling me it's wire fraud and identity theft, which that's bad. Okay, so that's,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember the identity theft part now.
Yeah, and then the wire fraud was like he was like a charity, but then he wasn't, right? Remember that with the dogs and the Amish people?
Yep.
Whatever that was. Like, whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's ruh-roh, to quote our girl.
We've been I don't know when he's due to check in to the Hotel Criminalia, but we've been talking about him since the inception of this podcast.
He was one of the first people we fixed ever.
Yep. Can you imagine? Because he's probably someone now that we've gotten so soapboxy, we'd probably put him on the unfixables list. Like, why would we even bother to fix him now?
No, of course. Yeah. When it was like coming out, where he was like all these different people and he did all that stuff. Like that was like funny, but now that he's like going to prison, it's not.
Now he's a felon because some felons go to actual jail. Others just get reelected. Moving on. Oh, by the way, speaking of going back to space, Katy Perry can't stop.
Dominick.
Stop. This fall from grace.
The fact that you didn't lead with this, every person that's ever seen my Instagram is sending me a video of her doing like the dumbest shit ever. This tour, this Lifetime
she's lost her mind.
Tour,
she's lost it.
I have no words. I really don't. It looks so when Deanna Chang herself sent us that video of her dancing, doing that weird like can opener. Remember when we all made fun of Dula Peep for doing the can opener dance? Remember when she just did that one hip and it was like one kiss is all, and it was like so bad. This makes that dance look incredible. What she's doing, where she's just doing like this, like almost the Carlton, but not, and then she just shakes her butt by like. I don't even know.
She's lost her mind. I'm telling you.
And then she's like Mace Windu in Star Wars at one point with like the double. What was the name of that? No, Mace Windu was Samuel L. Jackson, wasn't he?
Yes. Are you talking about Count Dooku? Is that who we're speaking about?
No, which is the one that had the double-ended.
Oh,
with the red and black face.
God damn it. God damn it.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am. And he was like a Sith Lord and I can't remember his fucking name.
Red and black face. Star Wars.
Darth Maul.
That's his name. Yes. She wishes she was that cute. She looks like Darth Maul. She's like doing the Darth Maul and she's like fighting these people. And then I sent you that video of like her talking to the word journalist I'm using the most loosely it's ever been used in the world ever. But she's talking to some person that's interviewing her and she's like, it's a game and I have to collect all these different hearts. And I'm like, what on earth is happening right now?
She's saying that it's some sort of like, it's a video game. The concert is an actual video game.
Stop. What the fuck is wrong with her?
In the plainest of terms, every time I see a clip of Katy Perry on this tour, I sit back in my chair, shake my head and go, you're a fucking idiot. You look like an idiot. She looks like an idiot. Hopping around that stage. And you know what pisses me off the most is that, you know, about her and Gail and Lauren Sanchez going into space, this wasn't something we knew about 4 or 5 years ago. This was something we knew maybe a few months prior.
Yeah, sure. Like maybe two, maybe.
Certainly not. But it's like so much of what she's doing on stage is based on that it's starting to seem like the Blue Origin flight was just to promote Katy Perry's tour. Like
it was.
It's
Dominick,
just so
it was
fucking weird. But why? Like,
and the
why?
fact that it's called
it has hurt her so much.
The Lifetimes tour, like she has some cojones, as they like to say. As I'm sure you heard someone say in Puerto Rico when you were just there. When like she's got a pair to like call it the Lifetimes tour. Like, are you fucking serious?
She's running. The choreography is her like doing these lumbering runs around the stage. Katy Perry is to running what Tyra Sanchez was to walking at the Victoria's Secret
Tyra Sanchez.
Look, oh my God, I meant Tyra Banks. What is wrong? I'm not even stoned today. I can't believe I messed them up. But she's lumbering. She's jumping around that. I've never seen anything like it.
It's just so weird. And it's like, can you just sing? Like, what are you doing? Like,
she's pulling queens up on stage. Can you just
sing your song? Like, what is happening?
She's pulling queens up on stage who are dressed in Blue Origin outfits. And I'm thinking to myself, I renounce gay people for doing this. How dare you? How dare you support this?
But I will say, if you're like, oh, who are you like obsessed with? And someone says Katy Perry, I'm like,
I won't date I won't date that person. And in
fact,
I'd be
like
100%. I'm going to actually, the moment we're done here, I'm going to go to my Grindr profile and list under deal breakers. I'm going to say, you like Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Do not touch me.
Is there a deal breaker section on Grindr?
No, there should. I have a mental one, but there should be one, actually.
You've created one in your bio.
I'm not very wordy in my profile, but a lot of people do lists like that. And sometimes they do a list of deal breakers.
Sure. Oh, brother.
I generally am all of the deal breakers when people are listing them.
Yeah.
But you want to know who gives absolutely no fucks about the fallout from Blue Origin is Gail Louise King.
I can't with her.
And she's just like, I would do it again. We have inspired so many women and girls and even some boys, to which I say,
to do what?
Whom, Gail? Who have you inspired?
But also to do what? Inspired them to do what?
To spend $500,000 to go into space for 35 seconds.
Okay. Well, I just, okay. Nothing I'm going to say is going to be nice about this. Just like,
it's the story of the year.
Yeah, it really
Tariffs,
is.
Immigration, elections.
Oh my God.
Pshaw. This Blue origin story is the cultural moment of 2025.
What are you going to say in your holiday show about the Blue Origins fight?
I have absolutely no idea.
I know it'll be a whole section.
A whole section will probably be 40 minutes, and then I'll say goodnight and come and do an encore. I don't, it's insane. You know what is the most insane thing about this is that Lauren Sanchez has come out.
Great.
It's smelling like a rose.
Squeaky clean, as they say.
It was like she crisis managed her way into this opportunity and has been so low key before, during, and after. And then Katy Perry comes out and bases a tour on it and shoots cannonballs out of her arm.
I literally can't.
That video, I want.
Too.
Darth Maul.
I know, but Mace Windu is just so funny.
It's a funnier name.
Anyone that knows who we are that has an internet connection has sent us a video. Katy Perry. And there's so many of them, and it's so bad. Like, it's so bad.
Speaking of that whole group of people, I forgot to put this on the list I sent you, but we were sent a video by Dame Erin Bagwell a few days ago of Oprah and Gail. I cannot. Of Oprah and Gail seeing Nicole Scherzinger in Pussycat Boulevard. And if you haven't seen the show, she ends the show covered in blood from the lips down, Nicole Scherzinger. And as she's been doing her curtain call and greeting people afterwards, she's still covered in this blood. It's become like a signature look. So Gail and Oprah are backstage. Oprah is overreacting to Nicole's performance in a way that
you want to talk about
Jesus Christ played Norma Desmond. She's just like, Gail and I was sitting there and we just didn't know. How do you do this 8 nights?
How do you bring something out of just however deep inside you? You have to pull it out. How do you do that 8 days a week?
Right. Short answer is acting. But the best part of this whole, best part of the whole fucking thing was that Oprah hugs Nicole Scherzinger.
Wait. Yes? But meanwhile, Nicole Scherzinger's like, I've just hoped that one day I would be able to meet you. Like, she's like dumbstruck by Oprah. Like, you know what I mean? She's like, I would hope that one day you would be able to shine your light on me, or at least know that I exist in the world. Like, she's like freaking that she's meeting Oprah, which so would I.
We would do the same. We would do
exactly the same thing. She's one of us. And Oprah's like, she goes to give her a hug. Then she does her handhold, the Oprah handhold with the hands out. That's like the signature. Then she's like going to give her a hug. You do it, Tom.
What? Oh, where Oprah is just like, you can hear someone in the background when Oprah goes in for the hug. Someone's like, she's covered in blood. And Oprah's like, I don't care about the blood. And then they hug. And when they part, Oprah's got blood on her. She's got blood on her black silk blouse.
I don't care about the blood. She pulls her closer and rubs the blood all over her.
Yeah. And then proceeds to do like a photo shoot with the cast still covered in blood
all over her with her like, what is that purse? The Bottega Veneta purse that's like a $16,000 purse that's now been ruined by the fake blood.
She doesn't care. That woman shits $1 million bills and does not give a shit.
She threw that.
She
threw all that stuff in the garbage.
She probably gave it to a homeless person outside.
She probably gave it to what's her name, to Nicole Scherzinger. She's like, here, you can have my shirt now that you ruined it.
Nicole will wear it on stage for the rest of the run.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
It was truly incredible. It was like an incredible. I don't know why that video is not more.
It should be
viral.
It should be all
I've
over
watched
the internet.
it 15 times.
No, this is why. It's because of like Mace Windu, aka Katy Perry. Like, I promise you. Like, if that was not happening right now, did you see the one where it's her doing that weird dance that Deanna sent us? And it's the Lawrence Welk show. Like,
yes, there are 10 of those.
It's all the different.
I'm Junice, and every Junice is Katy Perry. There are like 8 of those on the internet now, with 8 different clips from Katy's concert.
It's so bad.
What a rapid fall from grace.
She's
done
for.
All she probably really had to do was say something reasonable about Dr. Luke, about working with him, because that's where it really like emotionally began for everybody is like, how are you going to work with this motherfucker who you know abused Kesha? Like, how are you going to do that?
And like, you're too powerful. Like, you don't have to work with him. And the song that you made with him was terrible.
Terrible. If she had just said one reasonable thing, I bet that all this nonsense wouldn't have been happening.
Yeah.
But she is viewed, her celebrity compared to 2 years ago, she's a completely different celebrity now. The gays have turned. Except for those queens that got on stage in those blue.
We might need to fix her again. She might need to be refixed.
Is this going to be hot enough that we'll be dressed as Gail and Katie for Halloween, for our Halloween broadcast this year?
Probably.
Anyway, you know someone I'm not going to dress as? Speaking of complete assholes, Terrence Howard, fucking retire already. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
man.
Retire from what career?
Thank you.
No, like legitimately though.
The Lord already retired her. He talks about turning down a role to portray Marvin Gaye in a movie because the movie about Marvin Gaye was going to touch on Marvin Gaye being bisexual. And Terrence had said there were already rumors about him being gay. And so he didn't want to do that. And if he ever had to do an audition where he had to kiss a man, he would rather cut off his lips. Why don't you go do that? Then go fucking do it, you idiot.
P.S. Of course, guess where he fucking said this on that fucking what's his name's podcast
on Bill Maher's podcast.
Yeah, right. Like give me 17 million breaks, as I said.
Talk about a falling star. Like I can't believe it. What's happening to all of our celebrities?
With what career does he have to like be picking his roles, picking and choosing?
I don't know that this Marvin Gaye movie ever got made. He should have done it because he probably would have been nominated because he's not. He's a decent actor and he would have been actually good in that role.
Meanwhile, as he's saying this, he's dressed like fucking Liza Minnelli's ghost.
Yo, he's
wearing a poncho and like a straw fedora. Like what the fuck?
Like a tunic
with like cream pants and cream shoes on. Like you like
rolling a joint.
Nothing screams heterosexual man like dressed like he's going to like canasta tournament.
Right. No, he showed up to this podcast dressed like Dorothy Zbornak. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I'd rather cut off my lips than kiss a man. Really? Because you're not dressed like one. So
he's like about to smoke a Virginia Slim, like next to a shuffleboard. Like it's.
Oh my word!
God, what a loser. Anyway,
well, since you said the word Virginia, I guess we will move on to this next rather shocking story.
This is bad, Dominic.
Virginia
really
Giuffre, the one victimized by Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew Guffrey.
I think it's Guffrey.
Is it? I don't know. Why am I saying Giuffre?
Not Giuffre.
Well, not No, I mean Giuffre. Anyway, we're making fun of a dead person.
I think it's Guffrey.
Virginia Giuffre dies by suicide a few weeks after saying she was going to die in a few days. Little did we know it would be by her own hand. And now, of course, people in Virginia Giuffre's camp are saying that it may not have been a suicide. That the royal family might have been. This is a mess. It has been a mess.
And I don't like, this is fishy.
It's fishy because Jeffrey Epstein, his reach was much further than we will ever know.
Yeah, correct.
And every single thing about him and this case has been nebulous because of the people who fucked all of these girls under Jeffrey Epstein's tutelage, as it were. And we're never going to know because some very powerful people, like, we're just really, even her coming forward and saying, do you hear the Bronx out there bronxing? Are you able to hear this car horn?
I do hear that horn. It's very faint, but
Excuse me. If I may break character and use a man's voice, one moment. Shut up! That worked. Yeah, it's really, it's kind of insane. Like every single facet of this story is never cut and dry.
I don't believe it. Makes no sense that she would do it. Doesn't make any sense that she would do this.
How Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive
is for
one
real.
Of the great mysteries.
Dominic, I was going to say, where is she? Where is she? Why are we hearing from her? Can she have a Peacock true crime like thing where she sits down? But no, she'd be like sniped right there and then and like killed.
She heard me suggest that Jennifer Garner play her in the movie of her life, and she's waiting.
She's on a typewriter right now.
Typing it up. A typewriter. Yes, she's on. He's on the prison typewriter in the receptionist's office.
Ding, tick, 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 ding. I am going to hell, by the way.
She's on a typewriter and reading magazines. Woo. All right.
No, I smell blood. Like, I do not believe that she killed herself.
We're truly never going to know, because the people who are involved in this are people so powerful. And I'm not a tinfoil hat kind of bitch, but we don't even know these people's names. Like, these are the people who actually pull all the strings. They were all on that island. Everybody.
Yeah. It's really sad.
The American Music Award nominations were announced last week. Kendrick Lamar, a celebrity who is only on the rise. He's sort of like he and Katy Perry really are driving in opposite directions in 2025.
Yeah.
He has 10 AMA nominations. Post Malone has 8. Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, and Shabuzi have 7 each. Among the artists with 6 nominations are Bruno Mars, Gaga, Morgan Wallen, Sabrina Carpenter, SZA, and Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay of the Eras tour, not to be confused
we know
with the Lifetimes tour. Yeah, we want to make sure everyone knows those artists. Don't believe Drake got any nominations. And I do hope that Kendrick somehow mentions Aubrey O'Gay on this broadcast, considering it's like...
But leave him alone at this point. He's run him and right it into the ground. I feel bad.
I don't know. Do you? I don't think I do.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well,
sometimes I genuinely do feel bad about the people we rag on. I don't feel bad about Drake. I don't.
Oh no, I just mean like he's like Kendrick has wrecked him like 7 ways from Sunday, and it's just like yowza.
And in like the most boss way, you know what I mean? Like it's never been bullying, it's never been pathetic, it's just all been artistic, as it were. Well, ladies, I don't know how to tell you this, but JoJo Siwa has announced she is no longer a lesbian.
I can't.
She has Anne Heche her way out of our community, out of our alphabet.
She's doing it. She is doing it, baby.
After Celebrity Big Brother, she said she feels she is queer. She is not a lesbian. Oh, I yearn for simpler times. I don't know. I'm still, by the way, in case there's any question, I am and always will be just gay, just a faggot. I thought you were going to say a lesbian. I will always be gay, but always assumed a lesbian or mistaken for one visually. I don't feel like talking about the difference between queer and lesbian.
It doesn't matter.
All I know is
it's like, sure.
Yeah, and everyone should be, happy Pride, and everyone should be what they want to be. We're not minimizing that, but it's the JoJo Siwa of it all. So apparently she and her partner
she's going to be like
up as a result, and it's been
of her like
difficult.
Getting with that man, and she's like dating that guy. Do you know the whole point of this? The whole point of this is that there was some guy in the Celebrity Big Brother UK house that she was canoodling with. A man with a penis, Dominic. So now she's like... So then
I don't think I knew that part.
Yes, that's the whole point of this. And she broke up with the girlfriend because she's banging this man.
See, I didn't get the details.
And so that's why she's queer and not a lesbian. Because she's like, I'm still into women, but like I am currently having sex with a man. You know what I'm saying? Like it all makes sense when you hear that. Yeah.
I was currently doing the same thing when the details of this came out in Puerto Rico. So I didn't get all the nitty grits.
Yeah.
I mean, good for you,
got the top
I guess.
Line. You know what I mean?
I can't fault someone for loving dick. I mean, it's like, if that's what brought her back, then honey, I hear you. You
get it.
You know, are we now fans of JoJo Siwa because she likes dick? Oh, maybe she's not so bad. Well, welcome back. Yeah, by the way, she is queer. There's no way.
Yes.
If I may get into her head and be an asshole about it, there's no way she's not still attracted to women. It's just not.
Yes, and it does in 2 months, Dominic, she's going to be like, I didn't know what the word queer even meant. Like, that's what's coming. Get ready.
At one point,
remember when she's like, I was pretending to be drinking and I wasn't. Like, just be ready. Be ready for what's about. Be ready. Anyway,
I won't do the dance move because every time I do it, I hurt my neck. I predicted by July 4th, the next JoJo story is going to be JoJo Siwa moves to Ireland with love of her life, Rosie O'Donnell. That's how this story ends. She's going to be an Irish citizen. Welcome back. This, for Chris DeRosa, I believe this story is a 5-alarm fire, and it is late breaking that a Desperate Housewives reboot is on the way.
It's not a 5-alarm fire, but I'm here I am.
3 alarms?
Yeah, sure.
Working title, Wisteria Lane.
I'm ready. That makes it 4. That makes it 4.
I don't know. There aren't too many details, but about an hour before we started recording, it went over all of it. What is encouraging is that one of the people behind this project, in what I'm assuming is an executive producer capacity, is one Carrie Louise Washington, she of Scandal and also America's Sweetheart. So great. I love her taste level in anything. No, I feel like she's a person that would actually get it because she was a part of like ABC's peak soapiness. Yeah, so I kind of feel good about her name unexpectedly being thrown around.
No, you're
right.
But
we'll see.
That.
We'll see. You know, and she's also someone who came up as an actress in the Shonda Rhimes sort of school of things. So maybe, you know, she'll flex.
Yeah,
and we'll see. She will handle it, as we say.
She will. Sure.
Was that not your favorite show of all time? Am I mistaking that?
No, you're mistaking.
Why did I think that Desperate Housewives was like?
I don't know. No.
Maybe I'm blanking, and that when you were talking about Desperate Housewives influencing Real Housewives, maybe I thought that made it your favorite show. I stand corrected. We don't edit these things out because you know why? We're not fact-based. Justin Bieber. This is something that is fact-based. He is heading abroad to finish his long-awaited album. The follow-up. He has not released a studio album in 4 years.
I don't want him to release an album right now, Dominick.
Oh, I think I need him to. I need him to. I think it's the only way we're going to find out what's going on in that head of his.
But like, is that what's going to happen? Like, I don't love that because then he has to go tour it. Then he has to go do all this stuff. Then he has to go and Good Morning America. And then it's going to be while Diddy's on trial. And then it's going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is all the way that it was planned from the beginning. Who knows?
I don't love it.
Maybe it's
unless maybe him being busy is good for him. Like I'm nervous for him.
Well, yeah. Like how many viral videos do we see of him falling asleep or at Coachella? Those like 2 weekends?
As he's performing, basically.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know where abroad he's headed. Abroad meaning not in the United States. That I did not have to look up. But he's getting back to business, and we'll see how it goes. I am praying for. I like Justin Bieber.
I do too.
I don't even know why. Like, you know, he's an asshole from time to time, but he never struck me as a genuine asshole. I think he was like forced into assholishness. Like Ariana licking a donut asshole. It's like, all right, let it go. We'll say the same thing about JoJo Siwa someday. After she announces that she is intersex or whatever her next,
intersex,
whatever the next thing is she's going to say. The Rock Hall 2025 inductees have finally been announced, and they are Bad Company, Chubby Checker. Chubby Checker is one of those names where it's like, how is that person not already in it?
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's got to be.
Right.
Joe Cocker, definitely dead. Cyndi Lauper.
No, he's 83 years old.
Get out
Chubby
of here.
Checker's alive.
I wonder if he'll perform. I wonder if he'll get his ass to Cleveland.
Wow.
Cyndi Lauper, which is thrilling.
How is she not in it?
I don't know. Outcast, also thrilling.
I know, really.
Soundgarden and the White Stripes.
Okay, those make sense.
And there you have it. That sounds like a fun show.
That's fun. It's not Missy Elliott, but it's something. Outcast really. Outcast fills that role for me. Yeah.
It'll be good.
Caroline. What a good song.
Let's check in with Wendy Williams. #Free Wendy. Reverend Al Sharpton has lent his support to her. Have you seen this? He arrived at her living quarters this week and prayed with her. Prayed with her.
Have you seen this? How dare Page 6 do this?
What? The photo.
The photo on this article. People should be put in prison for putting this on the internet. How dare they?
And the photo they're using is not even recent. It's when she really wanted to break out of that facility and leaned against the windows screaming. And it has now become her avatar for the New York Post.
It looks like, remember the movie Gothica with what's her name? That's what this looks like. Am I wrong?
She looks like she's in a horror movie for sure in these photos.
She is in a horror movie in real life. Al Sharpton is so skinny now. Was he not?
Is so skinny.
Oh my God.
I mean, I wouldn't fuck him, but he's like, never looked so good. He's like rail thin.
Little nothing. He could get flicked across the street and like never be seen again. I mean, I can't even deal with it. These pictures of Wendy, this is like, they should be put in prison for posting these photos on the internet. How dare they?
Well, he prayed with her for an hour on Thursday. He went over there and he prayed with her.
Have you been seeing that
to get more attention?
And she's been putting on her Instagram, like the transactions of like money leaving her bank account and going to the doctor that like said that she was incapacitated.
The one that fucked her over, that she posted the lawsuit
she's putting
last
like,
week.
Now she's putting up like, look, here's $10,000 leaving my account and like going to his account. This is really bad, Dominic.
But this is someone taking advantage of a mentally incapacitated person. It's good that she's come back around and she's making all this shit public.
Yeah.
I just wish there was someone, I wish I had confidence in someone standing by her that was doing right by
this
her.
Is
like
real. Yeah,
her son or her aunt, or just like, I feel like she doesn't actually have like a coherent, loyal person making sure she gets through all of this.
Yeah. Well, because it's like her team, like, never forget, Dominic, when we saw that video of her at the son's graduation.
You did say it.
The son's graduation. I said, this is her team putting this video out. This is fucking weird. They would never, they're all standing there. They would never let anyone film her in this way if they knew that it looked bad, and they let them post it. It's from the inside, baby. I fucking said it a long time ago. And there
it is.
Shit's going down.
It's Ghislaine Maxwell. It's all connected.
Legitimately.
The Cannes Film Festival is coming up. One of the highlights, I did not know that Kristen Stewart, who we spoke about, she's recently wed. She got married at a Mexican restaurant.
Who Ann Lieb, one of our, Ann Lieb, a loyal listener and a cookie, was like, I've been in the restaurant. The food is terrible. She was so the tableside guac at the nuptials might not have been great. So,
well, Kristen Stewart has directed a film called The Chronology of Water, which will be premiering in competition at the Cannes Film Festival, which I think is fantastic. She is someone who generally, I don't know why she sort of bothered me during the Twilight era. Again, like a lot of child stars tend to bother me because they don't know how to like play. I don't know. I don't want to say like how to play celebrity, but they don't, and then they come off as dicks and you don't like them. But adult Kristen Stewart is someone I like, to be honest with you.
Hassan, for some reason, I do not know why, rewatched all the Twilights or something, because something was in, I don't remember. But he watched all of them.
Because he's unwell?
Go ahead. Yeah. But when I walked in one day and saw that it was happening, the filter, the blue and white filter they put on the whole movie is someone should be, speaking of criminal, someone should be put in jail for the effects that they put on just the whole movie. And then she's this biker chick, country girl with weird, the whole thing was just so insufferable, and not because of her. And she just had no hope. There was looking back now, there was absolutely zero hope for her to be a likable celebrity based on the character and the franchise that she was a part of.
People think that everything in the Pacific Northwest is that color when they go there. That's how I feel like the directors were just let's make this look like the upper left-hand corner of the United States. Yeah. Gray. Yeah. It's not what it looks like.
In this Hollywood Reporter article that you sent me, the picture of her with this Love Lies Bleeding, red carpet she's on with this little strappy black dress,
she looks great.
Incredible. Love her hair. Love her makeup. She looks great.
She's always seemed uncomfortable to me.
Yeah. But not in this pic. I'll tell you that much.
That's why she was so good in that Diana movie and surprised everybody. Because I think that she understood. I think she and Diana had the similar experience with Fame, and that's why she was shockingly good in it. But I bet she will act less and direct more. I bet this movie's going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
And
probably.
I feel like this is the part of the business that she was probably born to do.
Sure.
So let's see. On the jury, which is being chaired by Juliette Binoche, Halle Berry has joined the Cannes Film Festival jury.
Oh God, alongside fucking what's his name?
Jeremy
Strong. Here we go. By the way,
dramaturgically, do you think when they're discussing in the jury room, he's going to say, dramaturgically, I like this film best, and Halle Berry's going to respond with, I was in BAPS. That's how the conversation will go. Have you seen Baps yet, by the way?
No, I haven't.
Christopher!
I think that might need to be something that we watch together in Provincetown this summer.
Oh,
Instead of you forcing me and Hassan to watch House of Gucci at 11 o'clock in the morning, we could watch that.
You're welcome for that. You're welcome.
No, he's going to be like, oh, the oeuvre in this movie, blah, blah, and Halle Berry's going to be like, what?
God, I do love him in spite of myself, even with the dickish remarks.
In spite of yourself is correct.
Speaking of dickish remarks.
Yeah, here we go. Lay it on me.
You know what I'm going to say. So
I know.
A recent fixie on the show was one Gwendolyn Louise Stefani Rossdale Shelton. This bitch goes on the Drew Barrymore show and says the key to a successful relationship is to make sure you have a third party in the relationship, like she does with Blake. Everyone gasps and clutches pearls. The third party? The Lord.
Kill me. Literally take a gun and shoot me in the face. Like, I
don't know. Like, what? So I don't, the Lord, is he a top or a bottom? Where are we going with this, Gwen? You moron.
She's such a loser. Oh, God.
She's done. She's now no longer savable because she said the Lord was part of her three-way marriage. Get the holy fuck out of here. Goodbye, Gwen.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
The Holy Trinity. They are not, by the way. P.S. To quote myself, give me a break for the rest of my life. Like
17 million of them. Quote yourself accurately. I'm going to hop around here a little bit. The hack, because I've been dying to close this story for a long time. The Hackman's cause of death, specifically Betsy Hackman, Betsy Arakawa Hackman. She died from this rodent-borne illness, which is very rare. She must have come in contact with feces or urine from this rodent. She had no COVID-19. She had no. Oh yes, that was what she officially died of. There was no alcohol. There was no drug. She was in good health, and she was so confused about what was ailing her that her last internet searches were, "Do I have COVID-19?" et cetera, et cetera. So she had this disease. It's a pulmonary infection where you come into contact. Who knows? So that's what I'm thinking. Was the house like unkempt? But there are some people online saying it could have been from anywhere. She could have gotten it in public somewhere. Who knows? Oh. And then Gene, of course, who is not mentally there, just sort of, I mean, I hate to say withered away, but he just sort of was alive for days after because his caretaker had died unexpectedly. That's a really terrible story. Really terrible.
I can't believe that Jeremy Strong is going to be one of the judges.
I just told you that this woman was rodent to death, and you're just still talking about dramaturgy.
I'm clicking off the articles, and then every time I click away from something, it's Wendy Williams and Scream, like coming back up. I saved that photo so I can put it on the internet because they need to be. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Anyway,
let's post that on Instagram, and also a picture of Oprah covered in Nicole Scherzinger's blood. We're really upping our visuals game with this podcast.
Oh my God.
Well, I've waited my whole life to say this sentence. The Rock wants an Oscar. That's exactly what's happening. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is appearing in a prestige film called The Smashing Machine. It is about it is Benny Safdie's biopic of a famed UFC champion named Mark Kerr, who I've never heard of before. God. But he's wearing prosthetics. He is donning an what I'm told is an Ohio accent, and he's going for it. He's going for an Oscar. I don't dislike The Rock, really. I don't like him, but he doesn't bother me.
No, but this is like The Whale 2. Like, I can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really can't. Like, do you know what I mean?
The Whale 2. Even whalier.
Even whalier.
But good luck to The Rock. I mean, I would love... There's always one person at the Oscar party who's like, how the hell did you end up here? I would love for The Rock to be that person next year. I love when someone's this is the thing.
I think of him. I have more dignity. Like, I feel like he has more dignity than this, but I guess not.
I don't know. Maybe we'll be surprised. I don't know.
I hope so.
Well, no one asked for a Miami Vice movie to be made, but it is in fact happening. It has been announced, and I don't know if it will still take place during the 80s where the original was set. It has not been cast yet, but it is coming at you. I hope that the still fuckable Don Johnson has a cameo. Why not? What's wrong?
What did they do? What, just like, did you see the article that was like, there's these original movies out and no one was watching them? And it was just like a way for them to say that like the only thing they can do is reboots because that's the only thing that's like,
well, yeah.
Ever.
Are you watching The Studio with Seth Rogen on Apple TV Plus?
No, I'm not. I haven't yet.
You'll love it. I'm 3 episodes in. It's almost stressful to watch in the way that the first season of The Bear was, like the kitchen scenes where you.
I don't know if I can do that right now, but okay.
I'm just telling you, like, if you've ever worked in a restaurant,
I might have to wait a minute.
Like, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, watching season 1 of The Bear can be like triggery, you know, like because it gets very stressful. Working in entertainment and watching like network and studio execs visit the set, like it's the same feeling if you've worked in entertainment watching the studio. It's just like beyond cringy.
Yeah.
But that's that. So I recommend that show, by the way. And speaking of shows that we don't talk about enough here, I don't know if we've talked about, I'm hopping around the list here. Who was it? Rebecca Bregman who sent us on the group chat about a scene from Hacks where Jean Smart is essentially recreating Reese Witherspoon's DUI detainment from a couple of years back.
I didn't get that from the scene, but
I didn't either. But if you don't know what we're talking about, no, this is not a big spoiler, but in episode 2 or 3 of Hacks this season, Jean Smart's character is driving drunk and gets pulled over and is basically like smart mouthing the police officer. Yeah. Right. And apparently there are people who are saying it was lifted directly from the Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, I don't even know if I don't have it like that.
I didn't at all, but now I'm sort of looking at it through that lens now.
Did you watch the most recent episode? The one with where they were, oh my God, Dominic. It was one of the funniest things. Hassan and I were like, we might need to watch this again because every 2 minutes we were like pushing each other on the couch laughing. So it gets better every single freaking year. And this, I think it's the 4th episode, is one of the funniest episodes of TV that I've seen like in a very long time.
It is now almost at 30 Rock level where
yes, correct.
When I sit down, I know that I have to watch it twice because I'm going to miss half the shit the first time.
Yes.
From laughing and pausing and all of that. It's just, it's really good. It's
when they have that woman that has to be the HR person that's in between them. That
actor, my God.
And she's always this, she works with them a lot and she's always this same character. She is so fucking funny. The show is incredible. If you're not watching it, what are you doing?
There are a lot of people, some of whom I respect, who are saying that this season they've lost it because they don't like this duel that's happening between the two women. I couldn't disagree more with that.
I'm sad that they're dueling. I want them to be happy together, but they'll get there, as we all know.
I think so too. When they're in that writers meeting on the show and they're talking about ways to open up the show with a bang, and Jean Smart is like, how about everyone's in black and white and I appear in color because that's never been done before. And she goes, except the girl in Schindler's List. I fell off my couch. We should talk about one more thing before we get to some vital messages and then fix one Rachel Zoe this week. But on the a la carte this week, bunch of programming notes about new things coming to HBO and Netflix and things that are coming back like Wednesday and The Golden Bachelor. Also, we're going to take a deeper dive into how the fuck Liz Hurley ended up with Billy Ray Cyrus. And will Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan be feuding again? Because looks like they're about to be working in the same building. This article, which I believe is from the Post, is so funny, as though the entire ABC television network is girding their loins for these two. Like, what, did they have a physical fight at some point?
They will never cross paths one time in their whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they probably don't even remember working with each other at this point.
It's like so stupid.
Utterly ridiculous. I want to talk about this woman. I have avoided talking about this woman for the better part of a year just because I wasn't really that interested. And also anything that's sports adjacent, I just turn off.
I didn't know. There was two of things that I thought you were going to talk about, and I didn't know which one it was going to be. But okay, go ahead.
This Jordan Hudson, who's Bill Belichick's.
I can't. I
literally
can't.
don't know. I am now obsessed with her. Like
okay.
I don't know why we haven't been paying more attention to her. I know that there's like a 40, 50 year age difference or whatever.
Dominic, what part of her are you obsessed with? The fact that she's always dressed like she's about to audition for Dancing with the Stars, or the fact that she's telling everyone that she needs to be CC'd on his emails?
Well, that's the thing. So they do this CBS interview, which is like a disaster because she shows up. She's apparently running it and running him now and saying what they are and aren't going to talk about.
This is elder abuse, by the way.
Well, honestly, and you know who you share an opinion with? I hate to tell you, Megyn Kelly was the one who called this out on her podcast. And she was like, I watched it and Bill Belichick is the victim of elder abuse.
That's upsetting that I am agreeing with her. However, so when you see,
he's not like for someone that's been in front of a camera as much as he has in his decades-long career in the NFL.
For decades.
He's not a good front facer. He's just, you could tell he's uncomfortable with it. And he's promoting this book, and he writes an email to his team about how much he has hated all the press and they're focusing on the wrong things. So Jordan Hudson goes on Instagram and posts the email that Bill Belichick wrote to his staff about how and like she's sort of like, she's really taking over his entire life and she's becoming his sort of spokesperson.
No, this is a conservatorship in progress is what this is. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I'm not saying that to be funny. Like you guys watch. This is what's going to, his bank accounts are about to be gone, baby gone. She's about to run into the sunset with some hot piece. Like
hopefully Tom Brady. Wouldn't that be?
And he's going to be left penniless. Watch. You guys watch. She looks like a monster to me.
I don't disagree with you, but I also think someone who gets shit done the way she is, I think that she should start working for Wendy Williams.
You're tipping the hat. Yeah, you're tipping the hat.
I think Jordan Hudson's the one that's going to get Wendy her show back and her money, actually. And fuck you, Wells Fargo.
She's on this. She's on in this photo and she's just wearing a big hoodie as a dress. I'm like, you're a fucking loser.
That's her thing. That's her thing.
She's usually like posed like she's about to do the merengue with like JoJo Siwa on Dancing with the Stars. Do you know what I mean? With like,
she's a member of the I don't give a fuck generation. She's their queen. She's the queen of not giving a fuck. She's going for it. I need to know so much more about her. I need to know if Bill Belichick
we need to do a deep dive on her. Bill Belichick, who, let's not forget, I put on the unfixables list because of this woman. Do you forget this?
I did forget that, actually. And now you realize that you couldn't fix him because he was being abused by this woman.
Yeah, because he's under duress.
I look forward to Jordan Hudson's name being repeated on this podcast weekly for the next 4 to 5 years, or as long as Bill Belichick is alive.
Is alive, yeah. And then after.
We hope you will stay for the a la carte. Please, if you're not, follow us on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. On TikTok, we are now Fixing Famous People Pod. And after these vital messages, we'll be fixing Rachel Zoe. Remember her? Bye.
Bye.
Are you feeling stuck in your career or lacking employment at the moment? Experiencing symptoms of job dissatisfaction? You might be suffering from a common condition known as career stagnation. But don't worry, there's a solution. Monster.com. Monster.com offers a comprehensive suite of career-boosting tools designed just for you. Our free resume review and AI interview prep tool will help you stand out from the crowd. Need more guidance? Dive into our career advice articles for expert tips and insights. And don't forget to check out our salary tools to ensure you're getting paid what you're worth. Side effects may include a new job, increased confidence, and a brighter future. Consult Monster.com today and take the first step towards your new career. Ready for your next job opportunity? Visit Monster.com now.
Dominic.
Christopher.
She's back.
Yes, she is.
Miss Mary-Payne herself from Pink Shade Pod, who I just did an incredible, we just did an incredible episode about the curious case of ... And this one was about a cat cult. And when I tell you Mary-Payne had me on the floor, like we were talking about, at one point, Mary-Payne just said the words, any hole, anytime is what she said.
And
I'm just going to leave it there. But it was, I haven't laughed at myself and another person in a long time as much as I did
Wow.
with her. It was an absolute whirlwind.
Has someone been reading my refrigerator magnets when I'm not around? What's happening? Mary-Payne, welcome back. We are thrilled to have you here. How have you been?
I'm great. I didn't come up with that phrase. I think I've heard Andy Cohen say that regarding like Jax Taylor, any hole in time.
Sure. That tracks.
But I do say it a lot for somebody who, and the woman that led the cat cult, the religious figure that she was the person I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dominic, you would be obsessed. P.S. Our girl, like the boil that fell off of Nancy Grace, is the host of it. And I told Mary-Payne that.
Stop it.
I told her
stop.
I told her that, and she was like, "Oh my God."
I am obsessed with that woman. I can't believe she gets more work than I do. I'm annoyed by it. I'm annoyed. Let's find her.
She just pops in and makes a snarky comment, and right off the screen,
she says one line every act, and that's how she's the quote unquote the host of it. Yeah.
Yes,
we have to have her on Fixing Famous
I would
People.
love
First of all,
to.
she'd do it in a second. I'm
100%.
sure.
Kate Casey's had her on.
Yes, Kate's had her
like,
on.
I already have we're 1 degree away from her. All I need to do is send a text message. And
I thought you were insinuating that Kate Casey is a step below us. You're like, well, she did Kate Casey, so she'll come on this
no, God, no, if
broadcast.
only. No, but I'm saying we're one text message away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, stand by.
Kate's trying to get her on my show. Kate's like, she loves all these stupid reality shows that you love.
Yeah.
She would love to come on. I was like, I'll see if I can fit her in. Come on now.
She wants to be on them all. She's the Ilaria Baldwin of Talking Heads.
She's
she
sniffing
just
for
can't.
hosting gigs. Yeah, she's like,
an
this
expert,
is easy.
baby.
I can do this, you know?
That's right.
Speaking of experts, we are here today to fix expert celebrity stylist one Rachel Zoe. We've been doing a lot of stars of the O's and tens recently. We're definitely in a moment here.
Yeah, I like it though.
Me too. It's a fun era. And we'll talk about that era as we're talking about Rachel as we go down the line. But we begin our broadcast here with the middle name game as usual, but with a mystery attached to it. Here's the mystery I present to the two of you and the journey that I took in prepping for this podcast.
Okay.
Not 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that the Zoe of Rachel Zoe is Rachel Zoe's middle name, and her full name is Rachel Zoe Rosenzweig. Now, I toyed with
again? Excuse
I would be happy to. Rosenzweig, as in just like the Broadway play The Sisters Rosenzweig. It's that. It is that.
Okay.
So her full name is Rachel Zoe Rosenzweig.
Yeah.
So I toyed with, do I ask Mary-Payne and Chris to guess her last name? That seemed a little too needle in a haystack for me.
Never.
So then I thought, you know what? Let's go back to the Bravo show, The Rachel Zoe Project, which is where a lot of people know her from.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just, for shits and giggles, we'll guess Brad Goreski's middle name. Brad, of course, who's on Canada's Drag Race, and he's Gary Janetti's husband. He's a stylist in his own right, and he was her assistant on the show. Well, there is no public record of Brad Goreski's middle name. So I am thinking, what are we going to do? So I decide, let's just pick another stylist because we can't not play the game. So who's the biggest celebrity stylist I can think of? Law Roach. I look up Law Roach. No record of Law Roach having a middle name.
They're erasing it from the record so they can't be fixed on this podcast.
So what I have decided on at this moment...
They're doing it because of this podcast. That's right.
It's a whole, you know why?
This
because
is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy.
Everyone wants to be Charo. Everyone they're all whittling down to one name eventually. They're all going to start owning their own names. So because Rachel Zoe is so, at least from my memory, and I confirmed this with Chris beforehand, I feel like she came to fame a lot being Nicole Richie's doppelganger and stylist during those very pivotal years when her fame was blossoming.
Yeah.
So I just thought, let's just guess Nicole Richie's middle name, everybody. So that's where we are. I'm sure you've been practicing for days coming up with theories of what Rachel's middle name would be. So if you need an hour or two of total silence to meditate on it, I do understand. Let's go with Nicole Richie. I will give you... Nicole Richie was born September 20...
Wait. I want to know, what were you going to say was Rachel Zoe's middle name, Chris?
Oh, I don't know. I let it come to me right in the moment.
Oh, I was going to say Suzanne.
Madeline was going to be a guess, probably. Like Rachel Madeline.
Very good guesses.
Rachel Madeline Zoe. That's a name.
Rachel Madeline Zoe Rosenzweig.
Whatever the fuck that was.
Rosenzweig was not a player at this point.
Yeah. When I thought it was Zoe. Do we think her middle name is really Zoe? And then she changed it to Zoe 100%, right? Rachel Zoe is a stylist. Rachel Zoe is not.
I agree with you. I think that she changed the pronunciation of Zoe when she made it her last name. Yeah, I'm sure it was Rachel Zoe Rosenzweig, which is actually it kind of is that iambic there? Rachel Zoe Rosenzweig. She's Shakespearean.
It really is iambic pentameter. Yes,
I can't. All right, someone equally as Shakespearean. Nicole Richie, born September 21st, 1981, which I believe she's 43. She was born in Berkeley, California. I think this makes her a Virgo.
Or it's like,
or right at the end.
Or Libra. Like, it's like she's right there on the, it depends on the time. Or like, you know.
What? California born, age 43. Her birth name, she was adopted by Lionel Richie. Her birth name, Nicole Escovedo, born in Berkeley, California. What is Nicole Escovedo Richie's middle name?
Marie.
I was going to say Maria. Okay, Maria. I say Maria. She says Marie.
Marie.
I love this. God, I wish it was one of those so there could be like a slat fight about like should it be a tie? Nicole, I think this is a surprise. Nicole Camille Richie. Camille Richie.
I like that. Camille is a middle name I don't feel like we see often and really is a great middle name.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. All right. I love Nicole Richie. That's great.
Yeah, me too. Anyhow.
All right, Nicole, thank you for guest starring here. Rachel Zoe Rosenzweig's parents, you did what you could, but she fucked up the middle name game.
Yeah, that's on her. It's actually on her that she
big ups to the Rosenzweigs, but you fucked this up, Rachel.
She loved her middle name so much that she was like, I got to put it out in front, you know?
Are we still saying big ups? Do I follow that with go Ricky? Like what are the phrases now?
Yeah,
okay.
I think you could follow that with like dab on it. You know, yeah.
Let me yank up my Jenkos and get this.
Should you do started. like what is his name? Arsenio Hall, like ooh.
Rachel Zoe Rosenzweig. So I know her from being Nicole Richie's assistant. But everything I know her from, I just want to make one statement about this era of time that she's from. Say what you want about Perez Hilton, but he, in some strange way, did make the careers of many people that he was tormenting during his 6 or 7, whatever, how long it was, reign in the O's and in the aughts and tens. And this was absolutely top 10 tormented people was Rachel Zoe from Perez Hilton. And I hate to say it, but that's cheaply how I know her because I would check Perez like 100 times a day back then.
Me too.
I wasn't like an avid viewer of her Bravo show. Were you? The two of you?
Yeah.
I popped in. I wasn't watching every episode like a Housewives, but like I was keeping up.
I mean, I knew about it and I loved Brad and
the husband. Remember her husband,
Roger.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's where everyone like my age definitely knows her from the Bravo. And that was back when before Bravo was the Housewives and Ensemble Cast Show Network, when it was first becoming what it is now. There still were all these other shows that like, obviously Project Runway is one of them. Top Chef is the only one that's like still surviving from that era. But like Tabitha Takes Over.
Tabitha loved.
Like, what were remember like Most Eligible Dallas and
what was that the bodybuilder lady? She was Jackie somebody. Jackie.
I don't remember that one.
Oh,
Workout New York.
Her name was Jackie, and she was a powerful lesbian she worked out.
Oh, I literally don't remember this at all.
Yeah, it'll come to me. It'll come to me like tomorrow. Yeah. I'll text you tomorrow and remind you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Donna's looking it up because now I can't take it.
No, I'm not. I really wasn't. I was sort of, the Rachel Zoe Project premiered in 2007.
Yeah. Like that's a long time ago. And that was back when like you can't do this today unless this person's like a humongous celebrity, is like do a show just around one person and like the chaos of their life. Like that was what reality television was back then. And it's no longer that at all. Even many famous people can't carry that for like multiple seasons.
Right. I think this show is called Workout with Jackie. Workout with Jackie Warner. Yeah.
Jackie Warner.
Yeah. That's her. Yeah. That's her.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. But I will say this was at the time of, it was right after the Hills and Laguna Beach. It was right after all the, like, it was like the perfect time for like a celebrity stylist, like getting clients and like dressing someone for and she kind of, in my opinion, like pioneered the like stylist as a celebrity thing.
Yes.
I agree with you. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that existed.
Like we knew that they existed,
Yeah.
but they were never like high profile. And like, at least, I mean, I'm sure there's people are going to be like, what about this person from the 70s and this person from the, like, but in this, like, she's a celebrity now because of being a stylist.
Yeah.
Right. A stylist, yes. A designer, no. Like, we always knew designers, but this is someone who didn't design clothes, but just
put them together.
It's the person you'd want to hire for yourself if you had money. Please pick out my clothes. If I could afford that, when I tell you, I know I only wear black tank tops, but I would like someone else to select them. I would rather than have to choose which black tank top I'm going to wear.
Well, you know what?
That's a dream to be able to afford that.
I might have to correct myself because I will say that there are two stylists that might be coming on this podcast very soon that predate Rachel Zoe.
Zozen's wife?
And I'll just leave it at that, and they know who they are, and we know who they are.
Oh, I know who they are.
Well, I don't know who they are, but I guess
we'll tell you
afterwards.
Okay.
But but other than those two people are the only two people that I can think of off the top of my head. She, to me, is like, you're watching a day in the life of a stylist.
Yeah.
Her. But no, Rachel Zoe became a household name because this was like when Bravo was launching into what it is right now. And the shows were hot. Like, she's on during like the inception of OC. She's on during the, like, you know, she's hot off the heels of like the original OG Housewives launching and like becoming a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah.
And a lot of things converged in order to make her a star at that moment. The first thing was that she's very closely associated with Nicole Richie. Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton were the queens of Los Angeles nightlife at this point. So you couldn't find a bigger group of people to run with and be styling. And then I remember, and also Perez, because Perez was obviously obsessed with Paris and Nicole and everyone else. He then by default just became obsessed with Rachel as well. And I remember a lot of articles about Rachel Zoe being thin and her being the reason that Nicole Richie then dropped a bunch of weight. And Rachel Zoe, you know, quote unquote, believe me, quote unquote, inventing boho chic for the celebrity class.
Brother.
Like that's what she's sort of credited with. I think it's because of the weight loss thing with Nicole. Maybe she entered Perez's world a little negatively because of that, because it was a little too sensational. But she was definitely at the right place at the right time when it comes to Bravo and fame.
Endlessly mocked her appearance.
Endlessly.
Which I find her so pretty, and it was like,
she's thin. I mean, compared to an average human being's weight, she is thin. You don't want to say anyone is too thin without a comparison, but she has never seemed to have a problem.
But also, like, you're in LA, like, go throw a rock and you'll hit 16 people on the way down.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Hello.
Yeah. But it was her being thin and then being and like twinning a lot fashion wise with Nicole as well. And then big hats and big glasses. Mm-hmm. And when you're thin and tan, you all look like the same person. Underneath there.
Yeah. And then nothing's changed because every single person that gets a facelift just wants to look like the same cyborg, like fembot version of whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the time of the lollipop heads, right? And it was the Ally McBeal time as well, where it's like super, super skinny with the big head.
Yeah,
and then
lollipop heads.
That's what they were called. And then Rachel Zoe kind of took a lot of blame for that. And it was rumored that she was giving speed to the people she was styling. So she's giving, Adderall or speed or whatever to Nicole Richie and all these people. It's like, let me think of a real.
I know, but I'm saying she was like giving them like over the
black beauties.
Yeah, sure.
Giving them drugs to keep them thin so that then they could wear the clothes. So then that, and it's kind of all a cycle. And she did look elderly before her time. In my opinion, Rachel Zoe. She looked elderly before her time. She looked a little Cousin Iddish because she always had the long hair and the long caftan, and she couldn't be 5 feet tall, 84 pounds. And then you're wearing these long flowing caftans, and she's a tiny little person. Mm-hmm. So that was sort of where all the mockery came in.
I know,
and then getting all these other super thin girls.
I mean,
allegedly hooked on Adderall. I don't know.
But what I will say I'm not seeing anything I haven't seen before when I look at her. I'm not like, oh my God, this woman needs help today. I'm like, this
and I
is
don't
a
know
anorexic woman that literally, welcome to Los Angeles, California. Hello.
Right. Well, and I don't know, Dominic, if you're going to touch on the feud that came between Nicole and Rachel.
Oh, I was going to
go. We will. Yeah. We should get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My one thing I will say, though, is I feel like where she is giving boho chic, like in California, at the same time, we then have the Olsen twins giving like hobo chic in New York.
Yeah, great point.
And the twain meet. You know what I mean? Like, and I was obsessed with when the Olsen twins would carry their humongous Trenta Starbucks cup and have the big sunglasses and like the tattered clothes. I was like fucking obsessed with them.
That's such a good point.
They were like arising at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, that look that she pioneered is referred to as the Zobot.
No, it's not. Are you serious?
I swear to you. Yeah, it's called the Zo. She didn't call it that. But that's what fashion writers will call it. It's called the Zobot.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I mean, it's still today, like, it still is kicking. The, like, white hats with the, like, oversized
Yeah, she hasn't given up. It's been 20 years.
But I'm saying, like, everyone go to California and it's every single fucking woman that wants to be an influencer is wearing
I love a caftan. A caftan is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She has spoken about her weight and about giving drugs to her clients. She's addressed that the rumors keep swirling and says she had said long ago in an interview with Harper's Bazaar, she's like, I don't think that I'm too thin. Sometimes I see photos of myself and I think, oh, that's not a good outfit. But I never think, oh, I look too thin.
Well, of course she doesn't think that.
Right. And as far as giving drugs to someone, she has said that she knows that there's stuff on the internet about her giving horse pills or diet pills from Mexico to her clients, but that anyone who knows her knows that she's clueless about drugs and that if she can get through a glass and a half of wine in a night, that's a momentous occasion.
Well, because she would pass out if she drank a glass.
Yeah, because she weighs 80 pounds. Yeah.
Because the glass weighs more. Yeah.
The calories alone would. Yeah.
There's a part of me that's like,
because she sleeps in the glass like Thumbelina in the
flower.
flower.
Cute. Yeah.
But there's
because
a part of me
the
that's
glass
like,
is my bed. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a part of me that doesn't even want to discuss her weight anymore because I'm like, every single fucking person in California is on Ozempic. Like what? Like now your goal is to look like her. So
20 years ago we made fun of her and now she's the goal. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, let's not even get it twisted for once that like please. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. So right before her show launches on Bravo, the aforementioned feud with Nicole erupts. So she starts this show with, the double-edged sword of the sort of publicity that started back then, which was like the same publicity that the Baldwins got before their TLC show launched. It's like, that's how you get eyes on something. And this is directly from Rachel's Wikipedia page. After Nicole Richie fired Zoe as her stylist in 2006, Nicole Richie wrote in I believe it's called MySpace. Have you heard of it?
I'm going to kill you. I'm literally going to kill you.
Nicole Richie wrote in a MySpace blog, which was later deleted. She wrote the following, quote, what? Oh, my word. I don't remember this being so slammy.
It's bad. Bad. It's bad.
What 35-year-old raisin face whispers her order of 3 pieces of asparagus for dinner at Chateau every night and hides her deathly disorder by pointing the finger at me and used her last paycheck I wrote her to pay for a publicist instead of a nutritionist? Hint, her nickname is Lettuce Cup, end quote. And so the blog was widely reported to have been written about Rachel. So she then releases a statement to TMZ, Rachel does, that says, after trying to be a good friend to Nicole, we made a mutual decision to sever our working relationship. Changes are inevitable in any business relationship. I'm fortunate to have a wonderful life, to be married and to be a stylist, and I'm lucky to work with a diverse group of women that inspire me every day. I have nothing but love for Nicole and wish her only health and happiness. So basically it's 5 lines of someone saying, bless her heart.
Yeah.
Basically.
Fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. The 2000s were a dark time for women.
Who would anyone even side with in the war between Nicole? This is when you need celebrity deathmatch. These are 2 people that I would love to see
off the ropes, as they say.
Absolutely. Blow each other out like birthday candles. The 2 of them in the ring, please.
Yeah, the air conditioning kicks on and they get like, they get their shit rocked. So stupid. I'm such an idiot. Okay,
but she's
moving on.
not, she never had a reputation of being like, shall we say, warm. You know what I mean? Like she was always fairly prickly. And there are she feuded with her assistant with Brad Goreski.
Yeah.
They no longer speak either, and apparently haven't for years
and years.
15 years or something.
Yeah. And I remember from the show, like the most thing I remember from her is that she was like, at the time, which is sad that this was like a pioneering thing, but it was like a woman that was a working woman that was like, I run an empire. I'm like, I call all the shots. Like I'm the Sue Mengers of the, you know what I mean? The like, I come in and I'm like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, done. You're a bitch. Bye. You know what I mean? And that was like,
and Roger is still the president of, Rachel Zoe Incorporated, whatever.
Yeah. And like is getting like a Nepo title because she's like, he was like the first like house husband that we saw in a long time, that was kind of like, I'm riding on the coattails of my wife that's successful.
Yeah.
By the way, they just separated in September, apparently, of last year. They were together they got together in the 90s. They were together a very long time.
Sad. They're like from college. Yeah. And they, Raj and the baby Sky and,
Was it because he came out of the closet?
No, he's been seen with an attractive lady around the LA area.
Really?
Arm slung akimbo. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Mary, but we really were just having lunch, he and I. There was nothing to it. We're just friends.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The girl was in a tank top, so there you have it.
Stop it. Brian, edit that out. Edit it out.
Oh my God.
The other thing iconically that she would say all the time was, "This is bananas."
Bananas.
I will say she pioneered that Valley vocal fry on television. Like before the Kardashians hit our screens, she was like, "This is bananas. We're really having a time." You know what I mean? Like she was
wild.
that. Yeah. And we loved it. Like we were eating it up.
It's interesting, what you're saying about Roger, flitting in and about, and all the people saying, oh, if he's married to this woman and he's in the fashion business, well, he must be gay. And I never got that vibe from Raj. I always just felt like he was a super supportive husband, and her star took off, and he's like, well, let me just jump on and
be here.
And let me just be here. And when I was reading the stuff about their divorce, he is still president of the Rachel Zoe, whatever.
I mean, when you've been married that long, you know what I mean? You don't just it's not, they're still in they've been in your life your whole freaking life. Like, what do you do? You're just not going to talk to them anymore? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it is what it is.
They have to be together, and they've got these kids that are teenagers and whatnot. And he has been spotted with another woman. So we'll see what happens there. But I will tell you, I was telling my friend Keisha before I came on here that I was coming on to talk about Rachel Zoe. She goes, oh my God, I love Rachel Zoe. I was like, wow, really? You don't get that reaction too often? Like,
no, you don't.
Just like no opinion, really. She was very excited. And she said, Rachel Zoe has the best clothes, but specifically baby clothes. And then she goes, you can only find them at TJ Maxx, but they're really great.
She's one of those people that like has lines for TJ Maxx, and like she's like one of these Jessica Simpson types where like, we're going to be like, oh, poor unfortunate soul. And then we Google it and it's like, oh, she's like a bajillionaire. Because she like has like made like if you can't go into a TJ Maxx and not see like her stuff in every aisle.
And so she is, even though it is sort of a secondary market situation, she is killing it with that.
Mary-Payne, that's where people go to shop. Like, people don't go to department stores anymore. They go
Excuse me, I'm a Maxxinista.
Yeah, their department store is TJ Maxx. Like, like.
Where do you think this couch came from? Yeah. TJ Maxx.
Here's another thing. I will say she was on TV at the time that like solidified all of those people that are on TV at that time as big celebrities, even though they're not. If her show came out today, we would be like, who is this and why do I care? Like, they've tried to redo this kind of a show for like 9 million people and they never go anywhere.
Brad Goreski's had a show that showed him, doing his styling. I mean, he just styled, Demi Moore for the whole award season.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm watching it on Instagram because I love Brad Goreski. I love Gary Janetti. Like, who doesn't? But he did have a show where Gary was featured too. And we were like, give us more Gary. You know?
But even so, it's like his show didn't, it couldn't, like,
no, it was a one and done.
Even like 5 years later, like they couldn't do it. This was the time when it was like we still literally all know who Tabitha Coffee is.
Coffee,
sure.
Yeah.
And like, who the fuck is she? No one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well,
not
how
for
dare. Yeah.
No, I mean, she is, but I'm saying she's not like Vidal Sassoon. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, she was like someone that was on a show once and we still all know who she is. Like Rachel Zoe to me is still like celebrity stylist. And I could find out by Googling that she has never styled anyone like since the show aired.
Yes, probably. And she just does her box and her lines for TJ Maxx. Yeah.
Like, and we would still be like, but she's a stylist.
And she's also so rich, I imagine. So
I mean,
rich.
I'm looking at this list of like the evolution of her businesses, and this is another one who, you know, we're here to sort of mold people's public images and how they're perceived by other people. A lot of these people that we've been doing recently have been out of the public eye because they are
doing fine. Like they
becoming richer than we will ever be. Yeah. So which we're aware of. But good for you. We're just here for the public image. But she's got several very active businesses that I'm sure take up a lot of her time. But when she was a stylist, she sort of was the Law Roach-esque person of her time. Like the list is like, it includes Demi Moore, Cameron Diaz, Kate Hudson, Kate Beckinsale, Deborah Messing, Liv Tyler, Eva Mendes, Anne Hathaway, Jennifer Lawrence, Miley Cyrus. I don't know how the fuck Pauly Shore is on this list, but I will say his name.
That's hilarious. That's back
Not
when he was
since
doing...
he murdered... Not since he murdered Richard Simmons that we discussed Pauly Shore on this podcast.
May his soul rest, by the way.
Both of them.
You mean Razzie Award winner, Pauly Shore?
I do indeed.
Was it like performance of the decade or something like that? Like
something ridiculous. Yes.
I just saw him in a video with Corey, Feldman.
Yeah.
I was going to say the not
Speaking
cute one.
Speaking of people
R.I.P.
that need help, yes.
Oh, guys, have you fixed Corey Feldman on here?
No, but we should.
I think it's too sad.
It's sad.
He has like a harem of his angels, quote unquote. Don't you remember this?
And he only has the one dance move. And so it's him dancing in those outfits with Pauly Shore, like dancing next to him. And I was like, yeah.
I know he's crazy. I'd still hit it, Corey Feldman.
Oh,
I'm not even going to lie.
Dominic.
I'm sorry, I would. Because, you know, you're always attracted to people as the way you saw them first.
Back
and I just had such a crush on him when I was a teenager that like, I will look at him now and I still...
Are you sure it's not the other Corey, the better looking Corey that died?
I never was into Corey Haim. I didn't. I always thought Corey Feldman was the better looking one of the two.
That's 1,000% wrong. I'm sorry. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. But the heart wants what it wants. So
you can't, please. That's my life story.
Any hole, anytime.
It's literally my life story. All the refrigerator magnets are coming off today on this broadcast. I can't take it.
So how does, because I'll say this, her Bravo show ends, she does not ever come back. Like, I don't think she ever steps foot on a Bravo stage after that. Like, I don't really remember her coming back to watch Evans live. I remember when they
ran for 6 seasons too. It was on for not a short period of time. That's a long time.
6 seasons?
Yeah.
Did Brad left? Did Brad leave midway?
Brad left, and then when she was done, then they gave him a show. And I think that I bet she probably saw that as like a slight. I remember Brad a million years ago being on Watch Evans Live and Andy being like, have you spoken to Rachel recently? And he's like, no. And he's like, have you? And it was after she just had her kid.
Yeah.
And he was like, have you seen the baby? And he was like, no.
Like, no, when he left the show and they had that falling out, that I believe they've never spoken again.
Yeah.
And he's always very nice when asked about it. He's just like, it was like a not great working environment and people grow. And she has said like, you know, people grow and move on. But I mean, I think that it is vicious between the two of them.
You can tell.
Yeah.
But every time they talk about it, you could see the bubbling underneath everything.
It's like everything was fine. I mean, people move, people grow.
And the last time she spoke about it was on Watch What Happens. And it was a while back, but Andy asked her, you know, is it weird when you see Brad in public? And she just said, I don't. Like, I don't see him at events or anything like that. And if I did, it wouldn't be anything. She's like, we don't talk. We're not friends. And it's sort of done.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I remember the rumor being that he stole a bunch of her clients and that's why they were mad.
Well, you just said Demi Moore and we just know that he just did all the, so I mean, that could
be.
I think that it was probably a situation where when he was leaving, there was a little bit of crossover. Like anyone who's sort of an underling that wants to open their own Yeah, it was a little Joan Rivers, Johnny Carson when I was reading about it this morning to me, where I was just like, oh, you didn't call Rachel first before you decided you were going to do your own thing, did you? Because that was always what Johnny's problem was with Joan. And it sort of felt like that. Like, if you look it up online, that's always the supposition, was that he started to like talk to clients before telling Rachel
he didn't put in
out.
a 6 weeks notice. And
no, ma'am, he did not.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I must side with her in a way. You know what I mean? That is kind of fucked up.
But then again, it's up to the client. Are they going to stick with Rachel, or are they going to go with him? I mean, at the end of the day, he can't steal somebody who doesn't want to be stolen. You know?
No, I know, but
and maybe they didn't want to take the Adderall.
Yeah, no.
Maybe they're like, I don't want to. I don't want to be forced.
Heroin that you're saying that she like made them take.
I don't want to shoot heroin just to try on some shoes. Rachel, come on.
So Brad so the show actually premiered in September of 2008. And Brad left before the 4th season. And so the 4th season premiered in September of 2011 and dealt with Brad leaving and her being pregnant with the first baby and all that other stuff. But the show stayed on until, I'm sorry, I said 6 seasons. It's actually 5, but it was over a 6-year period. It ended in 2013 with the 5th season, which was talking about the development of her brand, which she then ended the show.
Then she was like, bye, I don't need to be on this show anymore. See you later.
Right. Yeah. Now she's probably on one of Musk or Bezos's rocket ships going back and forth.
She's going right to space. Why isn't she there in that trifecta that's going?
It wouldn't be any weight on the ship. They wouldn't even have to like.
They put her in a mailbox, a glove compartment. I mean, I'm styling Mars. I'm pretty much the official stylist of the planet Mars.
The aliens. They already have lollipop heads.
Yeah. There's no air.
No air. You're so stupid.
The air is bananas because it doesn't exist on Mars, and I have to wear a hat around my whole face.
God.
This helmet is bananas.
I mean, I'm watching. I'm so sorry. I'm tuning in for her to be like, Mars is like so crazy. Like I'm
These
down.
aliens are so chic.
Yeah.
This isn't like she was really a part of like the way that we speak about Charlie XCX or even Jennifer Lopez, who is the same. She's even older than Rachel, but like our regulars on this show, Rachel was like the Meghan Markle of her time. Like we would talk about her every day. Like
Megan
she
Sussex.
Just kept coming up.
Megan Sussex.
Excuse me, the Duchess of Schmuckers. Yes,
but yes,
my
correct. If she was, and it was that time. I know I said this already, but it was that time where Instagram didn't exist yet, or at least it wasn't what it was now. You know what I mean? It wasn't like social media wasn't what it is today. And like if you had a reality show, that was such currency.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Chris, how old were you when her show came out?
What year did it?
What did we say? 2007?
You
2008?
were just graduating high school.
Yeah,
so
I was 2007. I was
2008.
17 years old, so I would have been in like junior year of high school.
I had 2 kids. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Nothing I can do about that.
I know you're so young and youthful. I love it for you.
But to me, it's like that was like before, like when you had a reality show, like that was big. Like my mom and I knew who she was, and we weren't in that world. And I lived in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and we knew who a celebrity stylist was.
I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Rachel Zoe. I was obsessed with that show. I was obsessed with all the famous celebrities that would go into the thing and try on the shoes, and they would have the 30 pair of black shoes lined up, and then the 15 dresses for them we're styling for the Golden Globes. We're styling for the MTV Awards. It's got to be edgy. And it was probably the first time I ever realized that when celebrities dress for different events, like the Oscars has to be more subdued, whereas the MTV Awards, they can play around with fashion a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the first time I ever realized like, oh, they actually have to, it's not just
There's like strategy to this.
Strategy behind it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And first time I ever heard about with Julia Roberts winning the Oscar for Erin Brockovich, I believe, and she has on that white and black dress with the hair pulled back. And people said, if you think you're going to win, you have to dress classic. So when they show this picture 20 years from now, you're not in like a getup.
Yeah, like looking like an asshole. Yeah,
looking like an asshole. And somebody won this year the Oscar. I was like, she's not going to be happy looking back at that dress. I think it was Zoe Saldana. I was like, she's not going to be happy.
No. Yeah. Sorry, she She looked like the eggplant emoji. It was an absolute, how dare she? How dare she?
I always remember that. And I think it was from the Rachel Zoe Project, or maybe it was like from Joan and Melissa talking about it on the red carpet at that time. Like, you have to wear something classic if you think you're going to win for the pictures for 20 years from now. Never thought about that before.
And especially at that time, that picture is then going in every single magazine.
Yes.
Like, it still is today, but like that was Instagram back then. It was like, on the cover of People, I better look fucking great while I have my Oscar in my hand, because it's going to be all over everywhere.
Vanity Fair, everything, all the pictures of the Vanity Fair parties, and the Entertainment Weekly was my favorite magazine. Yes.
Yeah. Our social media was People Magazine, Us Weekly, Vanity Fair, Entertainment Weekly, etc.
Totally.
Okay, Rachel Zoe.
Back to
I mean, are we at the arena? Are we putting speaking of celebrity style, are we putting our feet on the red carpet to approach the fixing arena at present?
Wow, that was deep.
I believe that we are.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's what I want. I want her to like brag about being, much like Jessica Simpson should do this. Like, I want her to brag about being a successful branding person. Like, I want her to be successful at, like, they're always trying to do some new version of a design show where then your look is then immediately sold online, or like, remember the show that was like, I mean, our show that our friend Daniel was on called Fashion Star, where it's like you would design something and like one of the people would buy it and put it in Macy's, or there's all these other versions, Making the Cut back in the day back in the day, as in like 4 years ago on Amazon, where it was like Tim and Heidi. And then if you were the winner of the challenge, it's like the next day you could buy it on Amazon.
Right.
They're always remaking one of these and it never works. But like this like direct to consumer version of Project Runway. And so I kind of want the next time they do that for her to be one of the judges / like mentors. Because I feel that like she has taken being a stylist and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business correctly, whereas many other people have not done so. Dominic, is that a lava lamp in your background?
Yeah.
You have a lava lamp?
I've had it forever, yeah.
I've never seen it one time.
I swear to you,
it looks really big.
Really?
It's really tall.
It is. It's huge. It's huge. I've had it forever.
That's beautiful.
It was at the house too. I used to have it up at the.
Oh, I don't remember.
Right outside. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, okay. So stupid. One of those shows is going to come around again because they always try to redo it. And so I would like for her to be involved in it. And then on the back of that, I would like for her to do a styling masterclass, like either for the app / platform masterclass or her own thing. I would love to hear what she has to say about style. I mean, I have to give it to her. Like the boho chic look, like when I think of it, I'd say it's her, even if someone else invented it or whatever the fuck, like she did it. You know what I mean? So I would love to hear like, oh, I created my own style and here's how you can too. There's something there. And I actually want her, for someone who is like beat up for her weight and like giving people drugs and all these things, like she is an extremely successful person. And we don't put her in the realm of like other millionaire women that are like pioneer people at all.
Yeah, because she tasted it and didn't want it. Like, I feel like it's deliberate. I feel like her, Jessica Simpson, a lot of these people that were like tormented during this era of entertainment, quote unquote, reporting by people like Perez. I feel like they all burned out like at the same time.
We don't regard her as like a good
burned out of the public.
Sure.
Not burned out. You know what I mean? Like just
burned out of like fame is not for me. No, and I don't want to be famous. Yes.
Right.
But we don't give her the respect of like a Martha Stewart or an Oprah or like, and not that she's on their level at all, but like,
or a Meghan Markle, right?
Or a Meghan Duchess of Snuff. Like she kind of deserves it. And I would love to hear like in the platform of like a show about like becoming a brand, like she should throw her weight around a little bit. And I think we would all have like a little bit more respect for her in a good way. That is my pitch.
Well, my pitch is a little different. I definitely did struggle with this because if we're just trying to put her back in the public, even though she doesn't want to, we're going to have to drag her kicking and screaming. It's got to be something good. So we keep trying to think of how I want to word this. There was a time a couple of years ago where there was a lot of MTV and Real World nostalgia, and we kept seeing reunions of the individual seasons of. I feel like there might be, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we keep doing these aughts celebrities recently, because I think there is a nostalgia for that period of time recently. And I think we're due for like a mini onslaught of reunions and updates and retrospectives of what television and celebrity were like at that time.
Yeah.
So sort of in conjunction with that, I feel like Bravo's on the cusp of like a lot of those early shows, not rebooting them, but sort of having Andy reunite the people and doing a retrospective. So I think that the Rachel Zoe Project, specifically because of Rachel herself, maybe not all the characters on the show, but there are feuds. Like I could see a segment with Andy moderating between Rachel and Nicole Richie, and then one with Rachel and Brad, and then one with
like
Rachel
bringing in all
and
her nemesis, like one in a
Perez
revolving
Hilton.
door.
Yeah,
of like,
just sort of like one, but as part of a retrospective, sort of like Rachel Zoe settling the score. Like you can't do like a retrospective or a reunion without her confronting everyone that gave her shit. And I tend to think that she'd be okay with it because she's already come out the winner in all of those things. Like all of those people still have a level of fame and income from fame and all that stuff, especially Brad. But given her portfolio currently and her businesses, like she's already the winner. So this would only up her profile. And considering how blasé she is about all these feuds, I feel like she'd win every argument that she had on these shows. So my pitch is basically for her to agree to an Andy hosted reunion where she settles all of her scores. And I bet it would go well enough. You know what? She's not styling anymore, so it wouldn't matter. I was like wondering about rebooting the show, but it would never happen. Like that magic is gone. And that's the pitch. It's just like the Rachel Zoe Project revisited, where she's like, we do the greatest moments, but we also settle all of the scores. And there seem to be many.
Seems like what you're pitching is more of like a documentary about the show. And then you get, a chair in a warehouse, and then you see, and you
sort
hear
of
the footsteps.
a little
and
bit.
It's Brad
The little
Goreski
clip, yeah.
And Brad Goreski sits down and goes, "What do you want to know?"
Yeah, sort of a greatest, like a reunion, like just like any sort of reunion show where you need to have people yelling every segment. And I would bring out one of her nemesis during every segment. There's just a lot, like the more she's one of these aughts people that the more we talk about them, the more like, oh, you actually did break more ground.
No, and like,
than I thought.
Yeah.
We were just too busy looking at what Perez was drawing on all of your faces
and
at the time to understand.
Making like cum come out of her like vagina. Like remember when you make them be like having like cum and like
it would be like a picture of a dick.
Please stop saying that word.
A dick on this side.
Do not say it a third time.
And fluid on this side.
Yes, fluid coming out of their any hole anytime.
Any hole anytime. Yeah, we're always back to that.
So there are your choices, Mary-Payne. Maybe not as clownish or extravagant as our choices usually are. But
no one's going on a road trip across the country to free someone from prison this time.
No, we're really handling Rachel Zozenzweig quite cerebrally, I must say.
Zozenzweig.
Why not? That's what she should have done.
Yeah. Come out with a real name. Anyway.
Well, for Rachel Suzanne Zoe Rosenzweig, I got to say, I like Chris's idea better. Just to have her appear as a judge on Project Runway or a show that's like Project Runway, but for stylists, and have her be the mentor like a Tim Gunn. I don't like your idea, Dominic, because
don't hold back, Mary-Payne. Jesus.
Here's why you're losing today.
Because
you're an idiot. And here's why you're an idiot.
Because I like my idea better of making it a documentary.
I know. I was pulling away from you on that. I was. I do stand by it, but I understand your reasoning for sure.
Yeah, I like Chris's idea of bringing her on as an expert and not making it such a hoopla. Like she's been gone, and now we're going to do a retrospect like it's something bad. It's more like it would be just all of a sudden if like Pharrell or somebody as a judge on Project Gun. We're like,
and you're like, remember that I'm like actually very influential, and you're like, yes, you are. Actually.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
and she could even be the judge of like. Because I remember on that show, it was like the buyer from Macy's. There was a person from this place. It was like all the like Saks, Macy's, and then somewhere else. And it's like she could be the TJ Maxx person or like the TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Again, like that's where you make all your fucking money is right there. You know, what I mean? Not like having a fashion house where you dress people for award shows.
Well, it's like Vera Wang has a line that's only at Kohl's.
Yeah,
and she's Vera Wang.
Yes,
you know, so.
She's also not an idiot. And so she's like...
exactly. Like
she's
Isaac
I can make all of this money from people spending $30 a day. I mean, that's every housewife line is like every housewife that like is successful at making a product is like, it's for the average consumer.
Yes.
that is like in middle America that will spend $30 on something. And you versus never forget
Chris.
when Sutton asked Kyle to make a yacht wear line for people on yachts. And Kyle was like, are you on drugs or
Well, never forget the La Infinity dress from Leanne Locken.
I know. Where is that? Can we get
R.I.P.
one of those? Can we get our hands on
R.I.P.
one of those?
You can find one on eBay.
I'm sure.
Or you could just probably send her a text and she sends you one.
True.
Yeah. She's got boxes of them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I met Deandra like a million years ago, but she was quite funny. I liked her a lot.
I bet.
I actually really liked her. Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, I wouldn't call this a whirlwind. I know it usually is, but this was a much more thoughtful cultural analysis.
It was
Rachel
beautiful.
Zoe
Yes.
would probably love this broadcast. And Rachel, please come on our podcast to discuss it further if you'd like. Sometimes I feel like we haven't offended people enough, and when that happens, you get an open invitation.
Yeah.
Let's
like,
have
were we
lunch.
mean enough? Yeah. Like it's like no.
I've already had lunch with Roger.
This is the
so
thing.
let's have lunch, me and you.
But this, yeah, truly. But this is the thing is like, she hasn't been like up in the freaking rags, like being like an idiot or like them slamming her for stuff. Like when you go away like that, it's like you do preserve your like legacy.
It's like, ooh, she was seen without her wedding ring at a party in the Hamptons.
Like, okay. Did
she get drunk and like do a keg stand? Because I don't want to hear about it otherwise.
Yeah. Mary-Payne, what a time. What a time it's been.
I'm sorry. You wanted to say whirlwind.
I wanted to say whirlwind,
I
but
took it away from you. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
You were here when we grew up, Mary-Payne. We'll be clowns on the next broadcast, everyone. Don't worry. I don't know why we're so adult about her today, but
I don't either. I don't know why we're so respectful.
I mean, we did say she was giving people like heroin to get dressed in.
I mean,
it's not like we didn't. Like,
allegedly, she did introduce Adderall to the greater LA area.
So like, it's not. She was like truly a drug cartel lord of like Santa Monica. Like it's
everyone was fat until Rachel Zoe got to California.
Mary-Payne, where can people find you?
I have a podcast. It's called Pink Shade. I cover reality TV over there. It's got it all. It's got it all.
Listen to Pink Shade. Go listen to my episode of The Curious Case of Wit. It is an absolute romp.
Yeah, we're going to have to do another one.
I know. I'll come back whenever you want me. Dominick, where can people find you?
The website's domentary.com. The Instagram is at Dominick Pupa. The TikTok is at Domentary as well, where you could also find an at Fixing Famous People pod on TikTok now, boys and girls.
Nice.
Christopher, where can our listeners find you on the World Wide Web?
They can find me at the DeRosa. They can find the show at Fixing Famous People, and they can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People, and they can find the YouTube at Fixing Famous People on YouTube.
Oh, please subscribe to our YouTube.
We're almost at our mark that we need to be at for Dominick and I to do a mukbang. So
this mukbang,
we're doing it. Dominick, we're doing it. People want it. We're doing it.
If I can do it with a tub next to me to puke in, I will do it.
Yeah, well, you can do whatever you want.
I want Rachel Zoe as my coach, like they do for eating contests. That's not nice. Rachel, I'm sorry. I know that you're not.
Oh my God. Anywho.
No, I'm sorry, Rachel. Go ahead, Chris.
I wish you both well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.